Hello friends and welcome to my channel. Myself Dr. Priyanka and I am MBBS MD Pharmacology, and being related to the drugs and cosmetics, I want you to know everything about the sunscreen. As we all know that summers has already come and we all will need sunscreen and some sun protection against the sun rays because of to prevent the harmful sun rays and affecting the sun rays to our body. So not just anything from here and there, many YouTubers I have already seen talking about the sunscreen, but they are not having a proper the genuine authentic information from a reliable source. So I want you to get that particular information from a reliable and authentic source, which I have already, for us to get always inside, and it is stay 24/7 in a dark, even if you don't work outside. Sun exposure, a kind of sun exposure we all will need, which is healthy for us, but the over extra sun exposure is not healthy for us. It eventually harmful for us, so it is better to avoid that harmful effect of sun rays. So there are certain questions in our mind that uh, is it really necessary to use a sunscreen, what actually they do, what are the benefits of sunscreen, and how to use the sunscreen and which type of sunscreen we should use. So let's talk about it. So first question is, do we really need to use sunscreen? Then I would say that not actually 24/7 we use sunscreen this, but yes, during the peak hours of sun rays, like from 10 a.m. to 4:30 to 5 p.m. in summers, and from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in winters, and during rainy seasons, whatever it comes in winters or summers. During rainy seasons also we need sunscreen to apply on the body to protect us from the harmful rays. Now, what are these harmful rays of sun? So basically these are ultraviolet rays, and these are of two types: ultraviolet A rays and ultraviolet B rays. Ultraviolet A ray having a longer wavelength, so it basically penetrate deeper into our skin up to dermis, so beyond the dermis layer it can penetrate, and it lead to some harmful effects like aging, wrinkling, leathering of skin, sagging of skin. So basically UVA ray penetrate deeper and will lead to the aging effect of the harmful aging effect of sun rays. Then there is another UV ray, that is UVB ray, which actually cause sunburn. UVA ray is also responsible for tanning, but UVB ray is responsible for sunburning. There is a difference in sunburning and sun tanning. So sunburning is mainly because of the UVB rays. UVB rays not only cause sunburning but also responsible for certain kind of skin cancers like melanoma, because what it actually do is it alter the melanin, which is a pigment in our skin. It do alteration in the melanin pigment, and which will ultimately lead to production of excess melanin, and ultimately it is known in the form of melanoma, which is a malignant cancer. Let me show you some of the sunscreens I have. So this is the Lotus Safe sunscreen, which mention it is the matte gel sunscreen. So it mentioned the SPF 50, and there is a PA plus 3 plus are there for PA. So what actually this SPF is, many people say that this is sun protection factor. Basically or actually this is sunburn protection factor, because SPF mentioned in any of sunscreen will protect you from UVB rays. So it is sunburn protection basically, and PA is to prevent UVA light. So SPF starts from SPF 10, SPF 15, 30, 45, 50, 70, 100. It may go up to SPF 100. Although I have not seen SPF 100 sunscreen, but companies do mention about it. So as the medically recommended SPF 15, basically SPF 15 protect us from up to 93% from the sun rays. So it is not like that SPF 15, if providing you 93% of protection, it is good enough for you. And like that, SPF 30 gives protection of 97%. So If you use SPF 15, it is enough for us, and the rest of the protection will be taken by covering the face or by covering the body parts, by taking umbrella, by always remaining in the shed area. So it is not like that you always need a higher level of SPF. Then there is PA. I have already told you that it is protection from UVA rays, but what actually grade we give it from PA plus 1 to PA plus. So a good sunscreen should contain PA 4 plus to PA 5 plus. So if you'll ask me then which type of sunscreen we should use, so sunscreen should be used from SPF 15 to 30, or a broad spectrum should be used, which should contain SPF 30 and PA level of plus 4 to plus 5. That would be a good sunscreen. Other than the SPF and PA mentioned in any sunscreen, you should see the ingredients in a sunscreen. Ingredients are of two types that are there in a sunscreen. These are of chemical ingredients, and then there are physical ingredients. Chemical ingredients have some avobenzone type of chemicals in them, which what actual mechanism of them is chemically react with the skin. They penetrate the skin, and then the coming sun ray will be converted, one form of energy like in a form of ultraviolet ray will be converted into other form of energy. Then there is a physical ingredient. Physical ingredient is basically present in any sunscreen in the form of zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So these sunscreen which contain the physical ingredient, what actually they do is they will form a layer on your skin which will be in the form of a protective covering on your skin, which will form. And how do they act is basically the coming sunlight will get reflected directly from your skin. They will not cause any kind of chemical reaction, or they will not react with their skin. But what they will do, or you can say the drawback of the physical ingredient would be in the form of that they will leave a white cast over your skin, and they will clog the pores at a certain level, and other than that they will give you a shiny appearance on your skin, or greasy appearance on the skin. So there are certain drawbacks, but trust me, they're worth it, because physical barrier or ingredient in any sunscreen, because the people having sensitive skin or sensitivity to the chemical ingredients can use those physical barriers. Other than that, the chemical ingredients will act in certain time period. Lag time is there of 30 minutes, like you have to apply a sunscreen before 30 minutes to react those chemical ingredients. But a physical ingredient will act almost immediately. You have to apply it either 10 minutes to 15 minutes prior going into any sun exposure. Cause and pros of these chemical and physical ingredients, many sunscreen contain both of them. So I have this one, Lotus one. It contains only chemical ingredient. It is matte gel. That's why it does not leave any white cast on the skin. But it is chemical one. It does not contain the physical ingredients. Then I have this Nivea moisturize, sun protect and moisturizer, and this do leave a white cast because it contain chemical as well as the physical ingredients. And it's a good one. It mentioned that it is SPF 50 plus, and it good, but it is very difficult to apply it over the face, because it is whenever I apply it, it makes the skin very feeling like I have applied a lot of heavy thing on my face. But protection from the sun is a very good from this sunscreen. Neutrogena Ultra Sheer, you might be able to see this. It is mentioned sunblock because it contains the physical ingredients. It's a very good sunscreen. Although 50 plus is not required as such for us, it is enough. 30 plus is enough for waterproof also. Then there are certain moisturizers like these two I have. This one is Neutrogena Fine Fairness, and it contains SPF 50 in SPF 50. And then I have this Olay Regenerist moisturizer, which contains SPF 15. Certain creams like Olay, it also says that it has some UV protection in it. Burn protection factor is not mentioned in this cream, and no PA plus protection. Moisturizers, one you can use when you are at home, and not much heavy sunscreen application is required at our home, because mostly our outside and no direct sunlight is coming in our rooms. If there is a reflected sunlight is there, or any direct sunlight is coming in your room, then only you will need sunscreen to apply. Otherwise, it is enough. The moisturizer along with the SPF is enough for us, because the application in the form of moisturizer is not the genuine one. How to use? I forgot to tell you that there are certain grades of skin. From grade 1 to grade 6, we divide the skin types, and the grade 1 are the fairer one, and the grade 6 one are the darker one, and we Caucasians or we Asians come in between. So the fairer people tan less, but sunburning is very fast in those, and the darker one get sunburn is less, but tanning is more in darker people. Opposite to each other, tanning and sunburning. Fairer people and darker people both need sunscreen, either to prevent from tanning or either to prevent from sunburning. So all of the skin type people need sunscreen to apply. That I will use my sunscreen dutifully. Then in coming 10 years, my skin would be having at a different level, with lesser dark spots, with lesser breakouts, with lesser blotchiness, with lesser wrinkles, with lesser aging, and many more beneficial effects of the sunscreens are there in the. And one more thing is, the too much sun exposure will lead to low immunity. That will also be protected by the sunscreens. So now that a dutiful application of sunscreen is a generous application of sunscreen. What is the generous application? It is like, for full body, we need 30 to 36 grams of sunscreen. That, if I measure, would be in the form 6 full tablespoons of sunscreen will be needed for the whole body. But what actually is that we don't need full body application of a sunscreen. What we need is on the face, on the neck, on arms, or any exposed part, we need to apply the sunscreen. Rest of the part is already covered by the clothes. If you want to apply, you can, but otherwise for face or for arm, what we need is actually 2 milligram per centimeter square is the actual measurement for a sunscreen to apply, quantified in that form. So how to apply it? Half tablespoon should be applied on face, half tablespoon should be applied on each arm, like half tablespoon should be applied on each arm, and the neck is almost 1/4 of the tablespoon is required for neck. So we have to apply it in a generous amount. Then it need to be applied 30 minutes prior to going to the sun exposure or in the sun area. And you need to reapply it in every 2 hours. The reason behind application of, we say that SPF 1 protect us for 10 minutes, so SPF 15 means it should at least 150 minutes, or SPF 30 means it should act for up to 300 minutes. It is not like that. The reason behind that application of in every 2 hours repeatedly is that we are using a sunscreen, we are going in a sun exposure, then we must be wiping our face, so the would be wiped off frequently. So it is very necessary to reapply the sunscreen on every 2 hours. The area, specific areas like near water, like near snow, like near sand, where the light gets reflected, and the harmful effect of sun rays would be doubled up, would be quadrupled up. So you have to take extra precautions near those areas. Other than application of sunscreen, you can maximize the sun protection. Methods are like covering up face or covering the whole body with the cloth, using the sunglasses, and using an umbrella, staying in the shed area. I think almost everything I have covered in the video. If anything remains, any doubt you have, you can ask me and comment in the section down below. If you want to review any of the single product, and if you want to know about any of the cosmetics, and I will provide you information about those cosmetics, and the genuine information I'll provide to you. First, I would like to conclude that I would not recommend to apply sunscreen 24/7, but if needed and is needed, sunscreen should be applied. If you are going outside and if you are staying inside, then you have to apply it as a moisturizer, having a kind of, I would say, stay healthy, keep glowing, and keep smiling. Thank you.